Hey, we're back here with We Miss the Exit. We're doing the Australian Grand Prix preview. Race day is tomorrow, and uh, if you haven't already, check out our Saudi Arabian Grand Prix review that is just going up now as well. Let's get this started. All right, race news. Hamilton may leave Mercedes. I think it's just rumor, speculation. Um, he's no spring chicken anymore. But there is Mercedes. I don't think he is personally. I don't see a reason for him to do that. I don't know why he would want to do that. I don't know why Mercedes would want to get rid of him or who they think they'd replace him with. He's still he may not be the um person that he was years ago, but still a great driver, still a force to be reckoned with. I personally think that he then um better than Russell, but that's just my opinion. And then there's rumors that Norris is getting extremely frustrated with McLaren. Perez, after the stuff that happened last week, with him getting told different information than Verstappen, um, the rumors started circulating that there may be a breakup there. There's back and forth about whether his contract's up at the end of this season or the end of next season. I personally thought it was the end of this season. Um, but who knows? He got third last year. Um, we're not looking at the Bottas to the Hamilton that we had for years, where you had a clear number one, clear number two, and that number two was fully capable of doing everything to support that number one. Perez struggled last year. Max Verstappen dominated, and Perez struggled to get points and struggled to qualify high enough to do a lockout 1-2 or even 1-3 throughout the season. Last year, he seems to be doing better this year, but um, as great as Perez was last year and he's doing this year, there are a lot of questions as to whether or not he still can be that number two that Red Bull needs, or even fighting for that number one that Red Bull needs to continue to win championships. Um, I think there's a chance that Perez stays. I don't think they'll be really able to replace him with anyone at this point. I don't. I could see Norris's frustration. It's early in the season; things could turn around there. Um, I don't know if Norris would be a great number two. He's a great driver, great support, but like I said in our last video, he is a championship contender on his own right. I don't really see that in Perez, but Norris, I think, can contend for a championship with the right car. Let's move on to the Australian Grand Prix at Albert Park Circuit. We have two DRS zones on this track. Um, Maybe I should start adding some more statistics to this slide. Let me know if you're interested in that. So the grid for the Australian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen, he was first, fastest in all three qualifyings this year, or this for this race. He is going to start number one. Russell's going to start number two. Hamilton's going to start third. As you can see at the bottom, we have a Red Bull sandwich. Max is number one. Perez is number 20. Those Mercedes, maybe they figure something out. Maybe it has something to do with the track being a little wet. But they are number two, number three. Aston Martin four. I think Alonso still got it. Sainz is going to start in fifth. And then Stroll, Leclerc seventh. Not sure what's going on with him. Little bit of weird stuff going on. Albon eighth, good for him in that Williams. Gasly is going to be ninth, and Hulkenberg qualifying in the top 10. I'm going to put a quick uh, My prediction's done relatively quick. Um, we'll see how things go, but I do think Max takes this from pole to first place. There's a good chance he leads every single lap of this race, but we'll have to see. Fernando Alonso's has had a great start, so we'll see what happens coming out of P2 with the Mercedes right behind them. There are rumors, not rumors, but there is questions as to whether or not Mercedes is willing to sacrifice one of their drivers to take out Verstappen. I think it'd be ridiculous if they did, but I also wouldn't be surprised. Mercedes has a history of taking out rival drivers, so we'll see what happens. So I do have Hamilton third. Um, so we're gonna have three world champions up on the podium, I think, for this race. I think Russell's gonna end up in fourth, Sainz fifth, Leclerc sixth, Stroll seventh. Perez, I think, is able to fight his way through the pack. I think he'll end up in eighth. I think Gasly is gonna be ninth, and Ocon 10th. All right. So I still have the same drivers in my fantasy. So I'm hoping for the best for Hamilton, Sainz, Sargent, DeVries, Alonso, and Aston Martin. Um, let's see what happens. Again, find us everywhere you can on We Miss the Exit, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. We're streaming shows, we're playing games. So uh, like, subscribe, and we'll see you sometime after the race. Have a great day.